You know, I'm on the sunny side right here on your number one station for Talk 90.3 Nigeria Info FM. My name is the D to the E to the N-I-S-E, Dennis Walu, one and only of Nigeria Info FM Port Hacker, none other. No. Today's Tuesday, the 27th day in the month of February 2024, and we're counting down to the end of the month already. I know some of you have received that thing that happens at around this time. Congratulations to you. If you're yet to receive it, hold on, be patient, you will get it. We're talking a lot. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. And then for those of you that do businesses, I pray God blesses your hustle this year. And as long as it's legitimate, because I hear that even armed robbers pray for a successful operation. I hear even kidnappers pray for a successful operation. I also hear that even women of easy virtue pray for customers. So whatever it is you're doing, it has to be legitimate. At least let's rid the society of crime one at a time. How about that? Don't add to it. Okay, we're already saddled with a lot security-wise. What do I have on the menu for you today? When I look at my conversations today, the first question that came to mind is, are we ready for this sort of conversations? Can we take it? In Nigerian parlance, they would say, you fit chest them, something of that nature. The first one is surviving black tax. The black tax refers to the financial burden borne by black people who have achieved the level of success, who provide support to less financially secure family members. Remember when Mikel Obi, former Super Eagles skipper, I beg your pardon, and the one who also had an illustrious career at Chelsea Football Club, talked about this and several other issues. So the question would not be about what it is. It's something that it's quite popular. We may not have labeled it as something, but I'm sure every well-to-do, and well-to-do does not necessarily mean that you are extremely wealthy. Anyone who has paid employment or has a means of getting income is usually saddled with, sometimes subtly, at other times it is very, very pronounced, that person will be the one to take care of everyone in the family: mother, father, siblings, children, siblings, wives. I mean, it goes on and on. But currently, is it possible to support family members without overwhelming yourself? Are you still under that obligation now? I mean, before now, sometimes when we get the phone calls from our family members, we know what it is about and we decide to pick or not to pick. But you see, the rain that is falling on your roof is falling on another person's roof. At this point in time, would it still seem okay to ignore when you know that if you're going through a lot, then the person calling you is going through a lot more? Sorry about that. It's going through a lot more. So the overwhelming nature, how do you survive it? Now that conversation takes us up until 1 o'clock. Trending stories comes up at 1, and afterwards we'll be back for a chit chat. But after that, the final conversation is centered around funeral, burials. The conversation about death, dying, and funerals or burials is not a comfortable conversation for a vast majority of us. Hence, a line from Tubaba's song, "Nobody want die, but they want go heaven." Sadly, the reality is that people die and are left in the morgue for months and even years because of things like lack of funds and family disagreements. What if you could somehow take this burden off your family? Would you consider planning and making funds available for your own funeral if and when you die? That is the final conversation. So you have some hours more to think deeply about it. Do not be in a hurry to answer the question, but then also try to be in a hurry, because your answer may maybe some way somehow point you in a direction for what we would call light as it were. So yeah, that's that about that on the sunny side today. Without further ado, shall we talk surviving black tax? Something Mikel Obi said about black tax and African families. Yes, it's sort of an unstructured financial burden usually placed on a successful person by members of their extended families. While the term was coined in the days of apartheid in South Africa, it is a phenomenon that you find in practically all countries on the continent. I hear that there is also a Latino version in the United States called brown tax. Meanwhile, this is nothing to do with sports or the world of the celebrity, but perhaps because footballers are noted for sudden stupendous wealth, they're often targeted by family members who see them as the tides that must lift other boats. And they are the people Mikel Obi speak of. So let me just take out from some of the things he said, and then I'll go back to the question I am going to ask. Now, it was apparently affected by the lack of appreciation he received from those he may have helped within his family. And he lamented, "You get threatened by your own blood when you come from Africa." And this is something I don't think we speak a lot about. When you make money, it is not your money. You get a salary and say, "I will put this aside for this person, put that aside for that person, and put that aside for my mom and dad." And before you know it, you're getting less than them. That is the culture. They expect you to do that. For them, you owe them. He also went further to describe how that culture of entitlement ultimately breeds laziness and indulgent lifestyles, including from distant relation. So you have all these relatives, cousin, whatever you call it, and your sisters. They go off and they get married to some guy who just wants to get married to John Mikel Obi's family because my life is sorted. And then you start looking after this guy. Before you know it, you're looking at them. They keep having so many kids, and you look at it, okay, you're having this many kids, who is going to look after them? It is you. Now, I was looking at a story from one of our national dailies as well, the Punch newspaper. A certain banker also shared his own experience. Now, he said, "My parents are hardworking but struggling, and had invested all they had in my education, hoping I will be the beacon that will lift the family out of poverty." He mentioned that he climbed the corporate ladder. He discovered the bitter truth that success comes at a cost. In his words, "The burden of supporting my family grew heavier with each rung I ascended. I found myself trapped in a circle of obligation, shackled by the expectations of his siblings and the sacrifices of his parents." He also narrated that his first paycheck marked the beginning of what Nigerians call the black tax, the unspoken responsibility of successful individuals to financially support their less fortunate relatives. Now, his salary, meant to secure his future and achieve his aspirations, became a lifeline for his family. The demands were relentless. My younger brother aspired to be a medical doctor. I had to fund his education, and I had to burn my dreams. Being the responsible elder brother, I couldn't refuse to assist despite knowing the strain he put on my finances. Now, the weight of family obligations pressed down and overwhelmed me, a burden that threatened to crush my aspirations. I dreamt of starting my business and so many other things he had dreamt of. And then when I was starting his medical school, his younger sister calls him with excitement, brother, guess what? Brother, I now have admission." And he was like, "Wait, this one is still in medical school. Me. Now you wait, me." So I will not only pay school fees, I will pay their house rent, and I will also give them monthly upkeep money. So this has become a part of the Nigerian system. But this is 2024. And I know some of us have a sharp memory. As sharp as you stepped out this morning to get yourself breakfast, and you discover that the 500 naira that could have gotten you something tangible does not suffice anymore. You would have to maybe make it like 1,000 or 1,500. And you're trying to get by every day with every other thing you're going through. Is it possible to still support family members without overwhelming yourself? The people that support family members in this time and season do it with joy. You know how you are sending money to your family members and you are excited to do so. And they call you, and you know, merely getting their phone call gives you some sense of fulfillment and happiness. Brother, oh, thank you. God bless you. Your own no go spoil you. And you're like, it's okay now. You see, not just small 20,000. I say, brother, 20,000 is not small, yo. You don't know what you have done for me. Oh, thank you. God bless you. Do you still derive joy when you extend the hand to these people? 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Send us a WhatsApp or Telegram message. The WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Again, 0809 030 6416. Now, if you're unable to get through to us via the numbers I earlier advertised, maybe you would want to try the 0817 923 009 number. Again, 0817 923 0009. On X, we are at Nigeria Info PH. Go there, watch us live, and be a part of the conversation. Our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Now, a call screener is in standby to take your calls first before passing you on to me in the studio. So when you do call, the first voice you would hear will not be my voice, but that of a call screen. And in no distant time, you will be connected with me. I look forward to hearing fresh voices on this conversation. And like I will always say, I love it when you listen. In fact, you're the real MVP if you listen. You keep us in business. You're the reason why we turn on the microphone every single day right here on Nigeria Info FM. But it is far more interesting when you can be a part of a conversation by calling or sending in your messages, and I will gladly read them. So while I wait for this call to be screened, I think it has been screened already. I have Muriel from Okrika. Hi Muriel, welcome to the sunny side. Let's talk.
Thank you. Denise, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good.
Right, let's talk.
Look, Denise, if there is time to talk to people, I think now more than ever. Yes. Most nice, it must not only be people close. This is sad. So why okay the market now, the low. So all those old people that is give your neighbor. Don't choose. It's a part of those what joy brings this? It's the word of vanity. Anything she's piled up. Bring out some. Do you know that even those this capital of what up 60 naira they are not for everybody. I think everybody know how to learn it. That is the skill. Learn it more than ever now. I invested I know it's very little. It's small. This is 1 2 or 3 minutes. You don't know the effect of them. Learning their own people like subject.
Okay. All right then. But would the giving not tend to overwhelm those giving? I like I said, yeah, it's okay to give. I agree with you. But do you still feel that sense of fulfillment? Okay? Like you can literally lend a helping hand. If I'm going to speak for myself now, I'm going to be very, very honest about this one. There are certain calls I don't want to receive at this point. The only calls I want to be getting now are calls centered around, how are you? Is everything okay with you? How are you holding up? I'm being honest. In fact, if I had one, what do they call them? Highly placed person in the society, just maybe I will swallow my pride and reach out and say, show us love, whoa. That's how they used to say it. Go show us love. Anything for the girls. Imagine I had an uncle and his, Aliko Dangote, or maybe, what's his name now? Otedola or something. I would just carry my phone like this and swallow whatever pride. I say, uncle, how you did? I just said, let me greet you. At the end of the conversation, uncle, anything for the boys. Make I send my account number. That is some people's reality. So while pride may not allow some people to do that, there are those who will not even think twice before reaching out to that relative that they feel is doing better than them for help. But is it okay for that relative? Is that person not overwhelmed? Christopher from D-Line. Welcome, Christopher. Let's talk.
Good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon.
Okay, the conversation is a very good one. It is good to help, most especially in African setting. When you are blessed, it's good for you to help one another. But you own yourself, so you cannot allow your helping to overwhelm you. So anything you can do, you do. You own yourself. But the best, it is good to invest on women. That is the best investment. Whatever you can do to assist somebody, most especially this period that everywhere is hard, you do it. And the little you can do, you do. No matter how the calls come, you own yourself. Don't allow anybody, don't allow your help to overwhelm you. That is my contribution.
All right then. Thank you. Thank you so much, Christopher. Like I said, we're live on X and Facebook. Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And on X, it is at Nigeria Info PH. I think I have some WhatsApp messages now. I still feel some sense of fulfillment when I lend a helping hand to those I love. What I do not appreciate is when they start feeling some sense of entitlement. Zion from GRA, welcome to the sunny side, Zion.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It was before now that lending helping gives you satisfaction, gives you joy, but now it's like an obligation. Isn't that something? The kind of calls you want to receive, right?
Yes.
The kind of messages you want. But it's not the type you are receiving now. The calls that are coming now, the messages that are coming now are account numbers. Messages like we've not eaten since 4 days ago. Giving at this material time, sister, it's obligation. It's a call duty. It's caring. It's I don't want to use annoying. can't just like you have to do it. Thumbs up to people like my wife and every other women. You see this woman, the POS, as early as 5 o'clock, she don't send money go give people. Early at 5 o'clock, check the phone, account numbers. We have not eaten, no. Also, this one, no. Let's be honest to ourselves. At a material time like this, we all need the help. The big uncle you are talking about, they don't off their phones. So
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, try them now. They don't off their phones. So on their WhatsApp, they don't promote their pictures. Now, only blank message is in video. So people have transferred their message to disappearing message 24 hours. So if you send them message on WhatsApp,
They will tell you they didn't see it.
They will disappear with the 24.
They will not open it. They will see that it has dropped. But they won't open it until it will disappear. Then they'll say, I don't see it though.
I did not see it though. So for now, it's jamming. I don't want to talk about my own inbox here too. Let me leave my own. The matter don't tie rapper in our local balance. Just try a giveaway and see the way it look like. Just try it and see what will happen. But can we survive it? Yes, we can survive. The 3K, the 2K go a long way. But how can we just be committed among ourselves? We say we need them more. This could be said to do, and if someone will send message, we'll give you at the time that
they will block your number. Yeah, I'm sure they will say, "You go to Nigeria if we let them give you." Is it possible currently to support family members without overwhelming yourself? I have a message on my phone. It's actually from my younger brother. I have 4 younger ones, by the way. And for the longest time I have known, since I became gainfully employed as far back as 2010, I had started shouldering responsibilities. The one they send me, the one they no send me, because it was in my power to do it. But as time went on, I discovered if I continue like this, I fit jam rock. So I learned to say no to certain things. I learned to say, let me see what I can do. Oh yes, I've used let me see what I can do. I hear that's a popular phrase now. I learned to say, let me see what I can do. And even though it was to give them the impression that it is not every time you pick up your phone and call me that I will respond. So let me see what I can do is, but let me see if I can squeeze from the little that I have. You know when people reach out to you for things as common as a mobile phone and they are telling you, sis, my phone don't spoil. And I'm like, so I will still be the one to buy mobile phone for you? And if you don't buy it for them, the truth of the matter is they will not have a mobile phone. And now my strategy is not to ask how are you. Because the moment I ask how are you, the next thing I would see is, sis, you know they okay. Hey, everything just get as it be. I'm a Nigerian. I cannot pretend that I'm not a part of this. Oh, were you expecting me to come on air and pretend? No. I'm one of you. I'm in that same what's it called, situation. I just asked a simple, how are you? That was not what I asked. I said, he asked me, how Oga and the baby? I say, fine, no, and you? He said, no, fine. I say, hell, Denise, you shouldn't have asked, how are you? And I asked, why? Second mistake I made, why? And he said, the economy too bad. Like this said, I wanted to meet you for 2K. Let me use and complete my TFE to be able to meet up with work. And he said, sis, auntie, I have not replied till today. I'm not a wicked person. I know I will still do what is within my power to do when I do have. But how do I tell him that, for your society itself, he don't read though, he no do, if you feel find way on your own, no. Wouldn't it seem like the hope they have is not hoping anymore? Chinonso from Choba. I'm sorry, Chinonso, you would have to call back. So it's my reality. And it's the reality of a lot of you as well. But the overwhelming nature, the joy and satisfaction. I mean, Christmas was like how many months ago? And for some of us, we save ahead of Christmas. So it's not in that December now. We are now saying, okay, let's start saving money to reach out to family. For someone like me, I've started saving money for Christmas because I know it's not just my family. I would reach out to other people as well. So at that point, it was not as overwhelming as now. And I reached out to every one of them. They had their own Christmas package. But it's not the same now. Now, if I don't want to get overwhelmed, chances are that I may need to budget. So nobody should take me unawares. And the thing I do not pray for is a situation called emergency. You see that emergency situation? Nobody needs it now. I'm speaking for everybody. Am I right? Nobody needs that. Oh, it's an emergency. Nobody needs that. It's a matter of life and death situation. Because who do you call? Who will willingly respond? Who is not going through stuff on their own now? Good afternoon, Anonymous from Farm Road, Walba. Good afternoon. We are Africans and our communal system cherishes such support system. And to me, it's quite commendable. Let's keep it up. But to whose detriment? Someone is paying the price. Most times, the one who always gives never gets to receive. Ibiso from Odili Road. Welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead, Ibiso.
Yes, Dennis, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My sister, it's good to help. But don't go more than a shadow. If you don't have, you don't have. Most of our whole help. One of our things sector, so that it's good to invest in human capital. Not have some of them, people want to do anything. Like, let me take the federal example. They are saying they want to give a part of money to the vulnerable. My sister, when you give them the first month, ask the second month. Not easy. If you have the first, I can assist you 50K. Let me assist you. For you to do a business work every month, you call Dennis. Dennis have our own problem. If you have husband and you giving yourself, then you must do some things for your own. So we keep on begging, and if then it's not retaliate, you say, okay, woman. I don't know that maybe that time the person you are asking for that thing, different challenges. That because it's time for the come to the public and talk what they're passing through. But our people will say it's a bad person. Dennis, as you are in your skill now, it's on air. If not, nobody know whether you are putting on together or you're putting on as you're sitting down. So if you are, some people, in a day, they will not be doing direct. When they come and they look, I think all is well with them. No. But when they break you and you don't give them, then you are not a bad person. Like Mr. Brown said, some people put their phone on 24 hours. And once they the message, they won't put the no. Like somebody.
I need to go now. We have a commercial break coming up. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for calling. Thank you.
Thank you.